I am Dracula.
Hi, we're the Psychic Twins. I'm Terry. And I'm Linda. Energy vampires. Are you safe? There are some people who have such negative energy. They try to control and manipulate you. They steal energy from you. This is a real thing, you guys, and you may wonder why you're always exhausted, and this is probably why. We wrote about this in our book, Psychic Intelligence, and we hope you pick up a copy because it kind of covers everything. It's a real sort of comprehensive guide to learning to develop your own abilities, and a big part of learning to be psychic and opening to your own intuitive skills is preventing people from stealing your energy or hijacking your energy, emotional and intuitive energy, and even mental energy. Psychic vampires tend to drain your energy. They're extremely toxic. Other terms for energy vampires are psychic vampires, energy predators, energy parasites. You get the picture. You may find yourself in a parasitic relationship with someone who is more of a taker, and that's very common actually these days. You feel like you're not getting anything back, and none of your advice or help for them is really landing. It's not really making a difference in their lives. Chances are this person is an energy vampire. And they're not necessarily evil. No, right? No, not necessarily at all. They may be completely unaware of what they're doing. It may be unintentional. They may be well-intentioned people and nice people even. This is somebody who doesn't trust him or herself at all, and they may have a very low self-esteem, so they constantly sort of need things from you. You can feel when you're around a person like this, an energy vampire. It's almost palpable. To people that are psychic, it's even 10 times more intense than it is for ordinary people who aren't in touch with their intuitive abilities. Here are some clues that you are around an energy vampire. You may feel tired and drained around them. They make you feel bad and they put you down a lot. They're critical of everything you do. It's like you're never good enough. Never good enough. You can't please these people. There's nothing you can do that's right. You may feel very depressed or even anxious around them. If you feel especially moody around somebody, they could be vamping your energy. Or just plain weird. You may not know what is going on and you just feel strange. Exactly. It's a sign there's a vampire in your proximity. You may feel unloved or unlovable, like they don't want to give you that love because they can't. They don't love themselves, and this is really key. They gaslight you. Okay, what does that mean? It makes you feel like your feelings are invalid, not valid, or unimportant. And they are. So don't let anyone gaslight you, and don't let anybody make you feel like your feelings don't matter. We were raised with kind of a family like this. So we're experts on this, guys. And we have a lot of, guys we've dated that were like this, a lot of friends that we had to disconnect from. Yeah. It was intense, and that's why we understand this personality profile very, very well. Energy vampires may be narcissists, suppressives, victims. They're very controlling, self-centered. You know the type. It's all about them 24/7. It's always all eyes on me, all attention on me. They need to be the center of attention. They suck the oxygen out of the room. There's a whole host of types of suppressives and energy vampires. We're going to go into them briefly right now. Here are some examples of energy vampires. The victim. The victim feels the world is against them. They're constantly complaining. Oh, yeah. There's always something. There's always a problem that somebody took advantage of them or ripped them off in some way. And they try to get and use other people's attention. It feeds them. They walk away feeling great and you feel exhausted because they just downloaded all their negative, toxic stuff on you. The needy type, the low self-esteem type. You may have people around you that are like this. And I think every family has a needy person that it's never enough. You can't do enough for them. This type requires constant assurance and reassurance. And somehow it never really makes a difference. No matter what you say, oh, you look fabulous in that, or no, you're not too fabulous. You feel like they don't really take that in. Well, they're like a black hole. yeah, that's kind of one way to put it. It's a black energy suck.
Yeah.
You have to drag them around.
You have to drag them through life, basically.
It's, yeah, you're dragging these people around like a ball and chain.
It does get old.
And they like it, and so they never have any reason to change, really. They don't even know they're doing it, but they're getting everything they want out of it, but you're not.
Bullies will attack you. They are energy vampires, make no mistake about it. They'll put you down so that they can elevate themselves and feel more powerful, but this is not true power, you guys. You know, they cause a lot of problems and they pick fights with you over nothing, for no reason, and this is all just so that they can get attention. These are fights that you cannot win, so don't engage with the bully unless you're really funny and it's kind of fun.
It helps to be savage.
Yeah, we're
then
pretty
it's okay.
savage.
Then it's okay to engage.
But you cannot help them, and their number one goal is to get attention. Also, the nonstop talker.
Oh,
the nonstop talker, we've all known them. They won't listen to anything you say, and you can't get a word in edgewise.
So draining.
That's a form of energy vampirism.
It's how they control. It's how they control every conversation. They don't care about your opinion. They really don't want to know your opinion. And if you said your opinion, they wouldn't hear it anyway because they're still talking. That's something I think a lot of people can look at in themselves. Are you maybe a nonstop talker that doesn't show an interest in your friends?
That won't be me because I'm not like a talker. I'd rather listen. And so I
I'm
kind of envy people that talk a lot, but it can be pretty draining sometimes.
Yeah. So notice
and
it.
Also, people that blame others all the time, and they never take responsibility for it. Don't you hate people like that? It's sort of like the White House, you know? They never take responsibility for anything. Exactly. It's always somebody else. It's Obama's fault. You know?
Exactly.
Oh my gosh.
The drama queen. Oh my gosh. They're always looking for attention and acting up and getting everybody involved in their drama.
Oh, we wouldn't know anything about that.
Not much. Everything is blown up to this ridiculous scale. It's absolutely exhausting, and some of it can be entertaining for a while, but then it's kind of like, oh, are you really going to go down this path again with this? I thought we'd sort of solved that a week or so ago. This is an important personality to recognize, because while it can be entertaining, it also can be like, well, wait, didn't we just go down this path with you a week or two ago, or for the past 10 months?
Well, they can be very, very charming, and that's how they
very.
kind of like suck you into their world.
Yeah.
And then you realize too late, this person's an energy vampire. I have to do something.
That's how they rope you in,
They can be like jokers and talkers and
charismatic people, and they're also kind of known as crazy makers. We call them crazy makers because it's like you can come in very relaxed into a room and suddenly the drama queen is dominating everybody's attention, and yours, if you're an intuitive especially, they will go right for you.
And people that are like super jealous, they really want what you have. They want what others have. They're not happy with what they have. They try to take credit for things that are not theirs or that they didn't create. So the jealous person, they will guilt trip you, the energy vampire. They guilt you. They use shame to get what they want. These are the body shamers, the psychic shamers, the bullies, the people that shame you for your hair or your makeup or how you're dressing. They're shaming you for everything. So shamers fall into this category of energy vampire.
Yes, they do.
And they will use your own words against you. Okay, so just kind of be careful what you say to them. You trust them often, and then later on they'll use those words against you.
They have to win at all costs.
That's right. And also they're big gossipers.
Yeah, that's true.
And gossip is fun, but it's like the person that really gossips like all the time is an energy vampire, and they're not happy with their own life, so they're looking for drama in a celebrity's life, or they're looking to create drama among celebrities or other people or their friends or their whoever. Watch out for that person.
Very common, especially on social media these days.
Oh gosh, yeah.
They act helpless, and then when you try to help them, they start to resent you for that help, and they may even punish you for helping them. This This is a crazy pattern, but we've seen it over and over and over again. And you feel like, gee, I was so helpful, but now they're kind of stabbing me in the back because I helped them. And I'm wondering, like, what do I make of this person? It isn't really playing with a full deck.
And also they might threaten to leave you.
Yeah, they threaten to pull away and then leave. The problem with that is they never leave. They don't leave.
They won't go away.
They won't go away no matter how much you want them to.
You can't get rid of this person.
Because the thing is, they are wanting to get you to chase them and give them love.
And prove your love.
And prove your love, exactly. Prove your love. You're never enough. Your love is never enough.
Love me!
Yeah. You all know people like this. They're very insecure and paranoid. Very often the energy parasite is extremely insecure. They don't have any solid sense of themselves. They haven't done any work on themselves emotionally. Maybe they need therapy, but they like to bring other people down to their level, and they suck you down, and you walk away feeling awful, as we mentioned. They feel great, but that is a very dangerous kind of person to be around.
And they're often like anxious and fearful.
Yeah, and chaos surrounds these people
all the time.
Totally surrounds
Yeah.
them. Horrible things are always happening, and we have chaos around us a lot. And yeah, maybe we're guilty of some of these things too, especially with each other, but I think that we try to transmute it in the moment and turn it into something positive.
Well, we've done a lot of work on ourselves for decades, really. I mean, we've been to psychologists, and we had to have a lot of therapy, you know, with each other and our relationship.
For many
and
years.
also, you know, we come from an alcoholic family, and, you know, they're energy vampires too. So, you know, definitely get some help if you continue to have energy vampires in your life, guys. Now, energy vampires are very attracted to sensitive, intuitive, psychic people. Empaths are really more open and forgiving, so they make perfect victims. We make perfect victims for energy vampires.
Yes. Some examples of energy vampires that come to mind are Simon Cowell of American Idol and America's Got Talent. He's the producer and one of the hosts. And I just remember feeling awful when he would, you know, be judging these young teenagers that really were so insecure and hadn't really found their voices yet, their confidence yet. And he would say, "You're a loser, give it up. If you spent money on music lessons, return the money. You didn't get anything out of it. Just go home, you're a loser." And it was very disturbing. That's an energy vampire, someone who doesn't want you to win and kind of gets a lot of attention from being a bully. But it just, lately I've noticed The Voice and America's Got Talent, they try to be more encouraging to people. The new American Idol even has very positive messaging.
I like that,
I like
but
that too.
it's a little boring too.
It's boring.
I mean,
I agree.
It's funny what Simon did and everything.
Yeah.
But when you do that to crush a person's dreams, and he was like that in relationships as well,
Yes.
it's not cool, you guys.
Yeah, women can also be energy vampires, by the way. We had a lot of females in our lives that were more takers than givers. And I think in general, there's more takers than givers in society, don't you?
Yeah.
And so just be aware that, you know, they may be very well-meaning, as we mentioned, very lovely people in other ways. And they may do nice things for you, but just be careful about allowing them too much into your space. In moments of unhappiness or illness, maybe they're depressed, that's when they tend to go in for the kill and get as much as they possibly can out of you and suck the energy dry from the whole family.
I mean, they can be well-meaning, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. They may not even know they're doing it. That's the thing. They aren't always conscious. Some are very conscious that they're doing it and they love it because they get a payoff from it. It's in moments of unhappiness or stress or illness for this person that they can really go in for the kill. They can really turn and become needy to the point of it's a bottomless pit of need. You can't do anything to help these people. And so eventually you'll see that pattern. Some people it takes days, some people it takes months or years to notice this pattern and why they feel tired around them all the time.
Now, here are some signs that you've been in contact with an energy vampire and even attacked by an energy vampire. You're often feeling exhausted and tired, even after a phone conversation. You might feel weak and sick around a certain person. You might take on an illness. If you're an empath, you might feel their pain or illness.
And if they're drug users, you
Even
might even
worse.
take on negative like entities that
It's a
might
lot
be
worse. Yeah.
attaching to them from their drug and alcohol use.
And if you feel unfocused or depressed, or you develop a headache around them,
Foggy headed.
you may have been attacked by an energy vampire. You may lack motivation around them. You may feel fearful or unworthy or unhappy around them. Your chest kind of tightens when you meet them. Is there someone in your life that is vamping your energy? Or are you the energy vampire? Your moodiness could be affecting others. If you're like extremely like mood swings, or you might have a drug problem or an alcohol problem, you could be the energy vampire. So try to be aware and take inventory of your life, guys. You first need to admit that you have this problem, and to recover you need to learn how to meet your own needs. Don't rely on other people for your confidence.
Yeah. Energy vampires fear abandonment, rejection, criticism. They fear being somehow not enough and powerless in a sense. Some healers and massage therapists even can
Yeah.
be energy vampires.
And doctors
while they're
even.
working on you. Yeah, they may be unconsciously vamping, as we call it, vamping your energy
Well, look
while they're
at,
working on you.
What about Larry Nasser, the physical
The
therapist
gymnast
that
coach.
he sexually attacked hundreds and hundreds of young gymnasts, even men.
For years.
And this
Decades.
went on for decades.
Decades.
So that's an energy vampire in the extreme. A serial killer is in the extreme. We're talking about, them as well as people that are not necessarily criminal.
There are levels of, energy vampires. He probably was one of the worst in history. In our next video, we're going to help you with techniques to clear negative energy from your space and maybe how to deal with these energy vampires. We hope you watch this and part 2 as well. I think there's a lot there. It's also in our book, Psychic Intelligence, a lot of this.
And we hope you read that.
Yes.
So thanks for watching. Hit like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the future.